Well, hello again, Monsters fans, and welcome to another edition of Monsters OT here on Valley Sports Great Lakes. Tony Brown here with you. We are proud to be presented by the UH Drasinski Sports Medicine Institute. We have a big show for you today, but as you can see, flying solo this time as my co-host Brad Thiessen. Not with us today. Tease, we miss you, buddy. But we will get to a whole bunch of good stuff here in just a minute. We'll start with our headline segment. Take a look at the top plays from the really the year that was in 2022 for the Monsters. We picked out 10 moments on the ice, which were certainly memorable for Cleveland in the last calendar year. After that, we'll drop the hammer with Monsters video coach John Hamre, talk about offensive concepts in terms of the offensive zone, both at 5-on-5 and on the power play. We'll highlight a really cool night with the Monsters here at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse on Batman Night recently, where one lucky 4-year-old through a Special Wish Foundation got to become the Dark Knight himself. We'll touch on that and take a look at our Monsters Memories segment as we celebrate Cleveland Rocks Night, a signature promotion over the years for the Monsters. But it all begins, as usual, with headlines. So this time on Headlines, as we mentioned, we're going to take a look back at the 2022 calendar year, take a look at the top 10 on-ice moments for the Monsters from the year that was. So these are going to go chronologically. So we'll start with number 10 and take it all the way back to January the 18th of last year when Tyler Angle scored an insane goal. Now, I'm a little salty on this one because this is the one game that I was out due to COVID-19, but Tyler Angle saving his best for that particular performance there as he gets the lacrosse-style Michigan goal to go, and that was truly something special for Tyler Angle. So that's number 10. Let's keep things moving along in our countdown. Keep it in the month of January. Now on January 22nd, number 9 is a crazy game. The Monsters actually got not one but 2 hat tricks in a big home win over the Rochester Americans as Taseff Wolanski and Brendan Gaunce both scored 3 goals in that one. It's rare enough to get a hat trick in any game to get 2. I think that's the only time I've ever seen that done. So that is number 9. Certainly a game to remember for those 2 great players who remain go-to guys for Cleveland in the 22-23 season. Moving along to number 8. Let's go to March the 25th of 2022. Jet Greaves has done a lot of developing with the Monsters in his time here and picked up his first professional shutout back in March, made 31 saves, and I love games like this. It was a 1-0 final score at home against the Charlotte Checkers. So, you know, as the time was ticking down there, each mistake, each save magnified, and Jet Greaves made them all en route to his first professional shutout. A great moment for him. Number 7 on our list of top plays of 2022 comes from June when Trent Vogelhuber was hired as the 7th head coach in Monsters franchise history. Of course, coming off 4 years as an assistant coach with Cleveland, won a Calder Cup as a player with the Monsters back in 2016. Born in Hudson, he grew up in Columbus. First player from Columbus ever drafted by the Blue Jackets, and so his path through Ohio hockey culminates with his hiring in June. That was huge for him, huge for the organization too. A massive moment, and he got to throw out the first pitch at the Guardians game and everything. Huge day for the Vogelhuber family and for Trent himself. That's number 7 on our list. Let's go to number 6. This was a great way to start the year. Kirill Marchenko, who has been phenomenal with the Blue Jackets, started his season with Cleveland and scored the very first goal, not only of his North American pro career, but also of the 22-23 AHL season. Just 26 seconds into the year, he scores, and that, of course, vaulted the Monsters towards a 6-5 shootout win in that home opener this season. That was October the 14th of 2022 over the Syracuse Crunch. Awesome moment there for a great guy in Kirill Marchenko. Moving on, number 5 is from Veterans Day, and this was a crazy game. The Monsters, due to a bunch of call-ups, were down to just 11 forwards, 5 defensemen, so 2 men short of what they typically would have, but they gritted their teeth and got the job done in overtime in Rochester. Monsters win it by a final of 6-5. It was a come-from-behind victory. Taseff Wolanski had the heroic overtime goal there, but this was just such a lift for the team, who, as we said, was shorthanded to the extreme win that I'm sure a lot of those players still remember and recall and use as motivation. That was number 5. Let's go just 1 week after that, from the 11th to the 18th of November of 2022. I'll remember this game for a long time because I think it's the first time I've ever seen 5 power play goals for one team in one game. The Monsters beat Laval on the road 7-3 was the final score, but the Monsters went 5 for 6 on the power play. Fix Wolanski had 5 points. Kanazko had 5 assists in the game, numerous club records set in a number of different categories there. It was an amazing performance against the Rocket. And that, of course, came during that stretch where Trey Fix Wolanski had something like 13 points in 3 games. No surprise, he was immediately called up to the Blue Jackets. Moving on, number 3 on our list from December the 11th, the Monsters on the road in Hershey come back from deficits of 4-0 and 5-1 to beat the, at the time, league-leading Bears in a shootout. It was Josh Dunn with 2 goals and the shootout winner. Brett Gallant keyed the comeback with his first goal of the year, but a huge boost to a Monsters club that at the time needed a victory. They got one in dramatic fashion against really one of the very finest teams in all of the AHL, and so a pretty sweet night, if you'll forgive the pun, in Chocolatetown right there. Number 2 on our list, the Monsters on December the 22nd benefited from a couple of assists from Emil Bemstrom. Now, this is notable because he tied a franchise record with a 12-game point streak, so points in 12 consecutive games, and that streak is ongoing. He, however, has been called up subsequently to the Blue Jackets, so if he ever were to come back to the Monsters this year, he'd have a chance to set the all-time Monsters franchise record with a point in his next game if he can generate one if he ever gets back to Cleveland. He's been playing some great hockey up top for the Blue Jackets. And our number 1 moment, and again, these are chronological, so but our number 1 moment of 2022 for Cleveland comes from that same game on the 22nd. Cole Fonstad nets a hat trick in a big 7-5 loss this time to Utica, but a high-scoring game, and certainly Cole Fonstad doing excellent work there in generating not 1, not 2, but 3 goals for Cleveland. Take a break now on Monsters OT. When we come back, though, time to learn about how the puck moves around the offensive zone when we drop the hammer with Monsters video coach John Hamre. That's next. You're watching Monsters OT, presented by the UH Drasinski Sports Medicine Institute, only here on Bally Sports, Great Lakes. Welcome back to Monsters OT, everybody, presented by the UH Drasinski Sports Medicine Institute here on Bally Sports Great Lakes. Monsters OT is presented in part by our friends at Labatt Blue. It is time now for what has become a signature segment on the show. It's time to drop the hammer with Monsters video coach John Hamre. Hamre, thanks so much for being here again today. And this time around, we're going to talk about offensive concepts, both at 5-on-5 and on the power play. You've got 3 goals from this current Monster season teed up. So I guess let's get right into it. We'll start on the road in Hershey, and this was a really great game. This was a game we highlighted in our last segment, Top Moments from 2022. The Monsters down a couple of times. The Bears at the time, the number 1 team in the league. Cleveland was down, 5-2 at this point in the second period. Take it away.
Well, the Bears were a formidable opponent, and they're still one of the top teams in the league. This goal is going to end up being scored by fan favorite Brett Gallant, and he's a very physical player, renowned for his physical prowess. But he's a skilled hockey player, an excellent hockey player, and a very smart, aware hockey player. So this goal really illustrates some low to high play in the offensive zone, some kind of side to side, east to west play that starts to open up some seams. So if we can roll the clip, we're going to see the puck starts out a little bit higher in the zone, a shot down towards the net, and here the goalie thinks he gets a freeze. It was a little bit of a controversial play, if you remember on the call. Following the goal, the Hershey Bear goaltender was wondering why wasn't a whistle blown. It hadn't been frozen. So we stay tenacious on the puck. It's not frozen, no whistle, loose puck, and we can let it roll. And we're going to see the puck continues behind the net. The puck's low, it's working its way a rim out high. Now it's high back low. And that defenseman's making a play, or Brett Gallant's going to come up out of the corner. And whether it's 5-on-5 or whether it's power play, there's some basic concepts. A puck shifted sides, so the goaltender has to move. The defense has to readjust. The puck's gone low to high, and if you make that pass from the goal line out, the defenders low don't have time to skate out. The puck moves faster than all the players on the ice. So you start to open up. What you see are these seams that passes can be made through to ultimately generate a really nice shot.
Yeah, so Billy Sweezy back here at the right point. He sends the puck back down the wall, right?
Puck comes back down the wall. We can let it roll. And we're going to see Brett Gallant make just an excellent quick play. Sammy Knazko now has the puck. He makes a great fake that freezes this line of players. This goaltender he has no idea where the puck is at this point, which now that beautiful fake by Sammy, nice pass over. Brett Gallant's followed around. He's now shifted his body in position. He can immediately one-time the puck. Goalie's frozen on where he thinks the play is coming from. You can see how much net Brett has to finish off a fabulous high-skill one-time play.
Yeah, absolutely here. And what I love about this frame right here is you see, like you said, all those Hershey Bears players in a line. You see where Brett Gallant is looking, and you see where the goaltender's looking. Not the same place. So that adds up to offense.
Adds up to offense. We can let it roll, and you're going to see Brett's one-time finish, really high-skill play. Here's the same play just from the back view, and you can really see that you can't see the goaltender. The goaltender is completely screened by a couple of monster players. Hershey players have been drawn in to try to block shot, and a very aware player by a nice young prospect, Sammy Knazko. He freezes the players in the shooting lane, and at the last minute makes that nice pass through what we'll see in a couple power play goals as well. These seams start to open up.
So let's take a look here at the goal here as Knazko's pass is going to
slide
to the right.
It's going to finish.
And there it is, Brett Gallant, goal scorer. And so now we're into Laval a little bit later on, or actually this is back in November.
Nice power play goal. It started with a real nice head pass by our goaltender. Play was then brought in zone very quickly. Goaltender Greaves headmans up to Trey Fix-Wolansky, and we now see the start of our power play set. And you're looking at kind of a 1-3 through the middle, 1 at the blue line. Real common, real typical set that a lot of spectators you get used to seeing. It's really important how the puck moves within the set that starts to open up some of these cross-seam passing lanes that then, again, similar to our last goal we saw, you can finish with a nice one-time shot. David Jiricek's going to finish a real nice goal, fresh back now from the World Junior Tournament, and just an outstanding tournament he had. This was one of the earlier season power play goals he scored. So we can let it roll from this 1-3-1 set. Some puck movement around the top and the perimeter. We see again, net front screen. This player is adjusting in front of the goaltender's eyes, trying to attract this bumper player, a penalty killer, lateral movement on the top of the blue line. And you can start to see this seam open. And this left to right, this side to side, this east to west pass is ultimately what's going to beat the goaltender and give David the nice one-time shot net similar to the last goal we saw. So we can let it roll. Real nice pass. Trey makes a nice fake, finds that seam, and just a really high-skilled, well-timed, one-time shot by David Jiricek finishes the goal.
So great look there on the power play. Let's take a look at our next goal. We've got one from January. Now, this is recent. Monsters were on the road in Chicago and down 2-0 after the first period. Went on to win this game 5-2. Let's take a look at the game-winning goal for Cole Fonstad.
Absolutely. So here we see play up around the blue line. It's, again, kind of a similar umbrella set. We talked about that 1-3-1. Here we've actually made an adjustment. Coach Mark Letestu does a fine job with our power play. Adjusted, putting one of our bumper player, Cole Fonstad. So now we actually have two down by the net. But we still have this perimeter umbrella look and this perimeter puck movement, trying to, again, open up some of these cross-zone seams for subsequent passes and plays. We can let it roll. And we're going to see that our top three players start some motion. They're rolling, some overlap, some drawing of attention, pulls the penalty killers obviously out of position. They have to readjust. So that mindset of creative play, having fun, fluidity, you're dictating and trying to make the penalty kill kind of get lost in your motion.
Right.
And yet we have a real nice set plan. Again, we still have a net front screen, a second player off to the side of the net. Set for a one-time pass, umbrella on the top, and again, some seams are open up for the top puck carrier here. And we can let it roll, and we'll see this puck goes from the blue line right down to Cole Fonstad's coming in on the back side of the net here. He's going to actually be our goal scorer. Josh Dunn is in front, drawing a lot of attention. Justin Richards is down in front there. So we're starting to outnumber collapse at the net. We can let it roll, and we're going to see a nice rebound. Cole Fonstead ever so alert. We've got players collapsing at the net. Actually, Chicago does a fine job too. They're bringing all 4 of their penalty killers back to the net, but they don't get Cole Fonstead's stick. And with the traffic coming to the net, a rebound, very aware of where the puck is, we're going to end up scoring a real nice, a gritty goal off of a real skill setup.
Now, I was going to say that last power play goal for Juracek, that was pretty, right? This is not a pretty goal, but they all look the same in the box score the next day, Hamre. And you see the puck squirt free right here, and we'll see what Cole Fonstead does with it.
Cole Fonstead, real quick, aware, finds a rebound. Monsters are happy, game-winning goal.
Game-winning goal, and they added a couple more, got a big 5-2 win. Hamre, thank you so much learning about the offensive zone today. We appreciate you taking the time and dropping that hammer yet again.
We've dropped the hammer. It's just appreciate being with you and the Monsters OT show.
All right, well, thank you so much. That is John Hamre, Monsters video coach. We've got a lot more show coming up. You're watching Monsters OT, presented by the UH Drasinski Sports Medicine Institute, only here on Bally Sports, Great Lakes. Welcome back, everyone, on Monsters OT, presented by the UH Drasinski Sports Medicine Institute. Tony Brown back with you here on Bally Sports Great Lakes. Well, wanted to take a moment to highlight what was a spectacular night for the Monsters. They hosted the Charlotte Checkers on December the 29th. It was Batman night, so not only specialty uniforms, but the entire arena was transformed into Gotham City. But the most special part of the night was something that the Monsters could share with Brooks Taseff. Now, he's a local 4-year-old who was diagnosed earlier this year with a type of leukemia, and through our friends at a Special Wish Foundation, he, as Batman, and his brother Elliot, as Robin, were able, with a little help from Monsters captain Dylan Simpson, to solve the mystery of the missing Batman jersey. Now, this piece aired in several parts during our game night presentation at the Fieldhouse during the game, but we put it all together for you here to take a look. So let's check out Brooks becoming Batman.
The Adventures of Batman Brooks. By day, Brooke is a mild-mannered preschool student. By night, he strikes fear in the hearts of evildoers.
You guys ready to check out the rink tonight? Yes. Yeah? Heard we might have some trouble along the way from Harley Quinn, but we'll see.
Along with his trusty sidekick Elliot, today Brooks is assigned a special mission by the Cleveland Monsters.
Oh, I think someone's coming in with some news. This is our head equipment manager, Mitch.
Hey, you know what? I think one of our jerseys is missing. I think Jet's jersey's gone.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Meanwhile,
I just got a text, a video from Harley Quinn. Should we watch it?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey Dylan, I found something of yours, and it looks really good on me, so I think I'm just gonna keep it. You won't need it anyways, because you're just gonna be warming the bench. Oh, hang on, let me get this. What's taking so long? I'm stopping. What do you mean you can't find me? You're the pizza guy, isn't that your job? I'm in Gotham City, you know, home of the Batman.
what could it possibly mean?
So it looks like Harley Quinn stole the jersey. What are we gonna do about it? We can go find her? She said she was in Gotham City. You guys wanna go try to find it?
Is she outside of the building?
I think she's in the building.
This is my cave. This is my cow.
Could it be another clue?
Is she in here?
I don't know. She said she was, but I don't see her, do you?
Could it be another message from Harley Quinn?
Okay, you two, I just got another video from Harley. Batman, check it out. Let's see what she says.
Ice try Brooks and Elliot, but I've always been a little too slippery. I'm gonna skate on out of here before you can put me in the penalty box. Check you later.
She said she's gonna skate. Think she's out near the rink?
Go on the skating rink.
You think she's out by the rink? I think I see her, look. You see her all the way across? Above the bench. Sitting in that row by herself? Is that Harley?
It looks like her.
Doesn't it?
Yes. Let's walk.
Oh, we gotta go find her.
Her.
Get her, Batman, get her.
It's right there. Oh, it's so cool.
Uh-oh.
I just kind of found that on the ground. I didn't take it, I promise.
I saw you with it.
Mystery solved. Looks like Brooks has saved the day again.
Now our goalie can play tonight. There's no hanger, but so from the entire hockey team, we want to say thank you for getting our jersey back, beating Harley Quinn, and we got some jerseys for both of you. We got Robin and Batman. So here's for you guys.
Wow, guys, what do you say? How amazing.
Rest easy, Cleveland. The dynamic duo has once again saved the day.
Well, how awesome was that? So many thank yous to hand out for that really special piece there. First, to our great partners at the Special Wish Foundation for making it a memorable night for Brooks. Most of all, thanks to the Taseff family for participating. And a couple of special thank yous go out too. First, to the Monsters' Nicole Del Villano, who worked really hard to make this piece a success. Also to Fieldhouse Creative. They did so much great work on Batman Night, from that Batcave power portal to everything else. Special thanks to Chris Thomas and Mark Zaremba specifically. And most of all, thanks to Brooks and Elliot, as Batman Brooks was able to save the day. Brooks, Elliot, you guys are welcome back anytime here at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. Well, that will do it for this particular segment. We've got a whole lot more Monsters OT coming up. You're watching Monsters OT, presented by the UH Drasinski Sports Medicine Institute, only here on Bally Sports, Great Lakes. Welcome back, everyone. One final time this go-round on Monsters OT, again presented by the UH Drasinski Sports Medicine Institute here on Bally Sports Great Lakes. Tony Brown back with you for our Monsters Memories segment. And this time we're going to take a walk down memory lane with Cleveland Rocks Night coming up. It's become a signature promotion for the team, and this year's edition looms on January the 28th at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse against the Laval Rocket at 7 o'clock. Get your tickets at clevelandmonsters.com. ASAP, they start at just $10. Now, over the years, Cleveland Rocks Night has meant many things. We've done Cleveland Heroes Rock Night in 2019. Of course, Cleveland Hockey Rocks in 2016 and 2017. This year's edition is going to be fabulous. We're going to pay tribute to the late, great Michael Stanley with a Michael Stanley Band-inspired Monsters t-shirt. You see it there, to the first 10,000 fans through the gates, celebrating Michael Stanley, all that he stood for, all of his fantastic music, and we can't wait to do it. Again, that's Saturday, January the 28th. Well, that should just about do it for this edition of Monsters OT. Big thanks to John Hamre as we drop the hammer yet again with the Monsters video coach there. And thanks to all of you for being a part of it. It's always so much fun. That'll do it. I'm Tony Brown saying so long. This was Monsters OT, presented by the UH Drasinski Sports Medicine Institute, only here on Bally Sports Great Lakes.